sweet red sauces, I guess I should say. Because, like, I
I
love tomatoes and, like, everything in it, but I don't know, every time I've had, like, spaghetti, it's always just a little sweet, and I don't it that's weird to me.
Yeah, it's supposed to be savory. Yeah. Mm, hmm.
But I don't know, I'm 32 now, maybe I just need to, like, retry it, but I'm also like, "Ugh, I would hate to order it and then be like, 'No.'"
Yeah. Just wondering if, like, when you had it before and if it was sweet, was it homemade and somebody put, because, like, I'll put a sprinkle of sugar in it to, like, cut some of the tomatoey-ness. You know what I mean? Sometimes tomato is a little harsh. So, like, a little sprinkle of sugar just kinda takes the edge off tomato for me, but I don't want my sauce to be sweet.
Yeah, maybe I just have a sensitive tongue to where I'm like,
Yeah,
I can taste
yeah,
the sugar in here.
interesting.
But there
Interesting.
is a I did see a recipe one time and it was like a white sauce chicken lasagna and that looked good.
I have made a white it's basically like chicken Alfredo, but lasagna, fire, and it's also good as spaghetti.
Yeah, I would eat the hell out of that.
Yeah, fire. Okay, well, um, our 3 people that watch consistently are gonna be a little surprised to see us on a Monday, but,
Yes.
sometimes we have lives outside of the internet.
That was all me because I forgot my laptop.
It is all good, all good. I feel like one of us, like, once a month is like, "Hey."
Yeah. Yep.
Life goes on.
And sometimes it's not even that I don't want to talk. It's like, oh, I kind of don't have anything prepared,
Mm.
and I appreciate our talk, so I just don't like
Mhm.
want to come on here and just be like bullshitting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I do. Okay, so I'm glad we didn't push it a week because I definitely wanted to just, like, um, wrap up our Love Island. I watched the whole season, cannot wait for the reunion.
Needs to get here.
Last time we were together, I was going off because I love Mela and I was sick of watching Sincere play in her face. So
Hmm.
I had some pretty strong opinions on that.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on the final episodes?
Loved it. I was a big supporter of Bryce and Trinity from day one,
Mm,
so loved that they won. And just to see their relationship like just blossom, thought that was so cute. And
mhm,
I'm at that age where like I can't say that I was a big Tumblr girl, but like
mm,
I knew about it and I know like
mhm.
all the Wattpad and like you know all those fanfics and everything. So it was like so cute to see that just like play out cuz he was really humble about his life.
Yeah. I
And
didn't know that he was someone who was known until towards the end of the season.
mhm.
And then I think even still not until the season was over and watching all the commentary and they're like, "Bryce owns a home in California. Oh, he got money."
Yeah, yeah.
You
And
know?
I don't know if this was true because I meant to look it up and I forgot. But when he's talking to Trinity like very early on, and he's like, "Yeah, I fix like garbage trucks, and it's really gross and blah blah blah." And apparently, not only does he do that, which I mean that takes a lot of work. So I don't know why he was kind of trying to be like, "Oh, it's gross or whatever." I'm like, I mean, that's hot. Like if I had a man that could just like fix up my car, like hell yeah.
Mhm. Hell
Um,
yeah.
but apparently he owns the truck
I
company.
heard that too. I don't know if it's true. I didn't look it up, but yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was like, Okay, Bryce. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean his modeling career alone is very good.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
someone even made a little edit of Ariana even being like, Bryce, I feel like you're kind of being a little humble on like your modeling career. And he's like, I've done a few things. And that's when he's like, yeah, like my first one was with Calvin Klein. Like,
Hello.
no, that's
Not
big.
your first one was just going straight to the top on the first one.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right.
And like he's friends with like all of the Glee cast, which like that was a huge show. So like
Yeah.
to see all the former castmates come out and be like, yeah, we love Bryce, and you're just being so like, oh, I just live out in LA and I fix garbage trucks. Please.
But good for him though, because if you're gonna go in there and like, so I will say a couple of things about Bryson Trinity specifically, because I'm pretty sure I don't know if I said it on the show, but I know I said it to my sister when we were talking a couple of weeks ago, because my sister also, I think Bryson Trinity were her favorites as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe part of it is just I'm a, Johnny come lately to the show. So all the little nuances and stuff I'm still trying to kind of pick up on and understand. Um, but I didn't love them. First of all, I didn't think either one of them really truly liked each other. I felt like they were being safe in the beginning. And so I was just unconvinced. I just kept feeling like they're just together because there's no one else that necessarily strikes their fancy. I didn't start to feel like he was really feeling Trinity for real, I think until Casa Amor. And the way he would like, because I think he slept in the bed with a couple of different people during Casa Amor, and he was literally like in a casket.
And holding the pillow.
Yes. I'm like, okay, maybe he does like her. And so I definitely did become convinced post Casa Amor. I'm like, okay, maybe they really do like each other. But I think they were just so totally different people. And then, of course, he's older. She's just a baby. Neither of them, I think, had ever really dated outside their race before. Like, there was just a lot going. They're from two totally different worlds. Isn't she from like Virginia or something?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's as far from LA as you can get almost.
Literally.
So I think some of it was just like it literally just had to grow. They had to, like he said, like, get that foundation first.
Mm-hmm.
But he is all about, I love the way that he loves Trinity. I love when she said something about like needing more affection. I love that whenever she told him something, she only had to tell him once and he was on it. As
Okay.
he should be, as he should be, especially at 30 years old. Like,
Mm-hmm.
your brain's fully developed. Like, you either want this or you don't. Like you
Mm-hmm.
always say, if he wanted to, he would.
Mm-hmm.
And he did.
And
So
he
I
did.
love that for them. Honestly, I couldn't see anyone else that I would have put as a winning couple over them because
Mhm.
as much as I love Melanie, Melanie was my favorite girl. I just wanted to hug her. She just was like my little sister. I just wanted to,
Yeah.
and the way her mom came on Family Day and dropped bars, I almost texted you because I was literally sobbing.
I was crying. Her
I
and her sister. I was like,
Yes,
"Oh, please, Melanie, please listen to them."
yes.
Oh, so
It's
poetic and just,
yes.
mm,
Like the bad bitch. The
mhm.
original bad bitch. I love
I
that.
I forget. Are you into astrology?
I mean, lightweight, yeah, like I'm very much a Virgo. Very, very
Okay.
much a
Yeah.
Virgo.
Yeah. I feel I'll probably get it wrong, but I saw a TikTok and they were talking about how Melanie and Sincere have one of their houses like in the same sign. And
Mm,
typically, or maybe it was even two houses in the same sign. Um, but those two houses in particular, like it is either you are finding your soulmate and this will last forever,
that's
or
toxic.
this is a lesson that you are going to have to learn and it is going to
Yeah.
be a painful one. And
Yeah.
so I was kind of like, ooh, I could see that because I loved Melanie. I
Hmm.
voted for her with like when you had to pick like the top 4 couples. Like
Hmm.
I voted her and Sincere, but I didn't want honestly, I wish we could have just picked the top 2.
Mm,
Um because it was hard to pick 4, and it wasn't because of the women, it was because of the men, and it was for
absolutely.
me, I was like, "I don't think you should be here," and you're just, like,
Hmm.
riding on her because
Yeah.
everyone likes her.
Yeah.
Because probably a hot take, when we had to pick the top 4, I picked Trinity and Bryce as my number 1, Carl and Anaya as my number 2, Melanie and Sincere as my number 3, and I did vote KC and TT.
You know, I didn't vote. We'll start there. I didn't vote, but I probably also would have chosen TT and Casey over Kata and Zach. Again, I fucking hate Zach.
I don't like
I
him.
don't like him. He's fake. He is a liar. I feel like he's emotionally abusive and manipulative. I do not like that man. And Kata is too bad of a bitch to be putting up with that shit.
Literally, like, too bad.
I
Like,
don't like
and I
it.
and I low key also don't get it either. Like, I don't think Zach is ugly. Like, if I were to just see him walking down the street, like, before the show, I'd be like, "Oh, yeah, like, he's attractive." But just
Hmm.
to see, like, his personality, like, I don't find you cute anymore. Like,
Mm-mm.
in the beginning, I will say, actually, in the beginning, I did like Bryce and Trinity, but I was kind of thinking that Trinity and Zach were going to couple up just because they
Interesting.
had some moments where, like, it seemed that they could talk very well together. And, like, even during some of those early challenges, like, just their little interactions I thought were kind of funny and cute. And I want to say, oh, especially after Zach, like, kinda told Kinsey, "I'm not really into blondes." Maybe it was my mistake, but I went like, "Oh, he likes black women." Like,
Hmm.
okay, like, maybe he'll, pull a
Yeah.
Nia for a chat or pull Trinity. But
Yeah.
then I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you're one of
Yeah.
those. Got
Yeah. He's one of those.
it." Mhm.
He's one of those. And maybe, I don't know, maybe that's why he was being so, he does not like Trinity. And so I didn't see the post that Trinity put up about Zach, but I feel like he's a hater. I feel like he's a Trinity hater. And so remember last time we were talking about how I was like, Bryce and Zach just need to fuck already. Like, I'm sick of watching them hunch each other, like, whatever. And you said that, like, Bryce seemed to be like joking, but maybe Zach was kind of serious a little bit. And again, after we had that conversation and I'm watching, like, Bryce was over Zach, I think, by the end of the season. He was sick
Mhm,
of Zach's shit by the end of the season. And I
mhm,
saw a post where I think Bryce had posted like a bunch of pictures of him and Trinity and like just stuff from the show. And a bunch of the Islanders had commented and Bryce had liked them, but the one comment that he didn't like, it was by Bea. And she commented, I think she commented like Zeta and Zrice or something to that effect.
mm.
And then he had liked everybody's comment except hers. I found that amusing.
Yeah.
Like, I think he was just, I think he was sick of sick of Zach's shit. And especially toward the end when he was saying like Trinity, like, I told her she can come to Cali and like just stay, whatever. And he's like, oh, she's
Mhm.
gonna come and stay in a couple weeks. He's like, nah, she can just stay
She
until
could
she's
move
ready to
in.
leave.
He's gonna give
Yeah,
her.
which was a great contrast to Zach being so non-committal and playing in Kata's face. What did you
Mhm.
think about the whole "we're exclusive" conversation that they kept having?
What is that?
Yeah.
I agree with Trinity. Now, low key, I don't know if I would necessarily be like, how Trinity was like, oh, so a situationship. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
if my head would have went like straight there, but
Yeah.
also like you guys have been together for
You're
6 weeks.
already exclusive. Yeah.
Yeah, like what more do you need? And I do understand, right? Like when you're coming out of the villa, like there is kind of that culture shock. Like now you're
Mhm.
gonna be exposed to everything, and like, and
Mhm.
also like Zach lives in another country, so like trying to figure those logistics out. But
Yeah.
like you've had enough time to figure out, is
Yeah.
this gonna be something serious, or yeah, are you just trying to get your dick wet?
Yeah.
Because and that was the
Yeah.
thing too, like for as sexual as Zach was, it was never towards Kata. Like I never saw him like be cute with her, like slap her on the
Mhm.
butt or like just pull her in for a kiss or like I
Yeah.
guess initiate that intimacy with her. Like
Mhm.
it was always her. Like she was
Yeah.
always like caressing him, always like pulling him for kisses and like
Yeah.
being on him. And I was just like, do you like her?
Yeah.
I don't
He was
know.
much more affectionate with Bryce than he was with Kata.
Literally. Well, and
Yeah.
even in the hideaway, like here you were talking all this big game and you guys just fucked one time.
Yeah. And then you instantly were like, so we can still like explore, right?
Right. And you didn't. Like very yeah, very
Well,
weird.
well, he did in Casa
Yeah, that's
when
true.
Kata wasn't around and then came back and lied about it.
Mhm.
He's just a terrible human. He still has a lot of
I
growing up to do. How old is he? Do you know?
I want to say he's 26, 27.
Mm,
I want to say his frontal lobe should be developed.
it should be, but yeah. No, he
Let's
needs to go talk to the lady. He had a lot going on. He was pissing me off. Um, why were you feeling a way about voting for Casey and TT?
just because I don't like how either of them did my girls.
Yeah.
Like TT, you were pretty ballsy talking to Trinity the way that you did, like calling her a
Hmm.
little girl and stuff. Like, and she wasn't even talking to you at all.
Yeah.
She was talking to KC,
Yeah.
and I don't know. It gave me the ick to see like a woman who's been because they watch up until they go
Hmm.
into the villa,
Hmm.
so or casa or whatever. So it's like so you watched how he was moving, and like why don't you think he would do that to you too?
Yeah.
And it's fine to have these feelings. And again, no one was upset that he like brought her back. Like if you
Yeah.
really went and you had this great connection, no one's upset about that. It's what
Yeah.
you were saying and kind of how you were moving that was gross.
Hmm.
And it really pissed me off was that during movie night when the boys try to get on Anaya when she had that hot makeout and like all the girls were clapping for her. And they were like, this is such a double standard. Did she say anything about KC though? Was she like, oh, KC is like, a dumb little boy or
Yeah.
immature or blah? No, she didn't.
Yeah. Overly sexual because he keeps
Right.
them.
Hello.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't and I've always found that weird, like this hypocrisy double standard that like men can be sexual all they want, but women can't. Like I've always hated that saying or term where like men don't want to be with women that's been with so many partners. And it's
Hmm.
just like, but you've also had like you're just out there fucking anything.
And my whole thing is, if you don't want women who are quote unquote ran through, who are y'all having all this sex with then? Like, who are y'all supposed to be fucking if women aren't supposed to fuck? There's women are supposed to be virgins till they get married. Then who are y'all gonna fuck?
Each other.
Like, if you're gay, just say that.
Who
But
said that? Who would say that?
just say that. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. I mean, so for me, when we talked a little bit last week about Casey being giving red pill energy, and TT very definitely gave male centered for me. That's why she
Mhm.
came in there like that. Like, I felt like that was really about her trying to prove to KC that she had his back type shit. And it
Mhm.
was just uncalled for. It was overly aggressive and uncalled for. Like, she really could have just stood there and been quiet because no one was
Literally,
talking to you, babes.
no one was talking
And I
to you.
love how the girls handled it, like that they directed their energy towards Casey and they still like embraced her and loved
Mhm.
on her after the fact. I loved that.
Mhm. Yes,
Yeah.
very mature.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, Let me see. Anaya and Carl. Just adorbs. Just
They're
adorbs.
cute.
Yeah.
I
Very
think
cute.
Carl is a little freak. For real, for real.
Why do you say that?
Good for my girl Anaya. Just
Uh-huh.
like there was that one scene where like him and Anaya are being all cute and cuddly, and Bryce and Trinity were in the kitchen, and she's
Mm,
like kind of sitting up on the counter, and he's like, I think they were like making out or something, and Carl's just like, that's kind of hot.
yeah.
Like, and I'm pretty sure there was like one night when they went to bed and Anaya had like on a cute, maybe like a little lingerie dress. And he was like, "Oh, is this the easy access dress that you were like
Mm-hmm.
talking about?" And it's like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
"Okay,
Yeah.
Carl."
Yeah. Which, like I said, further proves that she wasn't even really feeling KC because I never saw her act like that with KC, not one time.
Exactly. And I mean, the kiss in the speakeasy or say less or wherever, like, yeah,
When
I
she
would
climbed up
want a
in his
moment of
lap.
privacy after that as well. Like,
Yeah.
Anaya, grandma where? Not here.
Yes. Not here, babes. I just don't like you.
Literally.
And I feel like, yeah, her gut must have been telling her, like, mm-mm.
Well, what do you, because I've heard a lot of, there's been some chit chat about what do you think if during the recoupling during Casa, if Anaya got to pick first? Do you think she would have still picked Casey, or do you think she would have picked Carl?
Wait. The recoupling
Yeah,
after Casa?
after Casa, when the boys were coming back, and she was the last person to like stand
Ah,
up, and Ariana's like, "So, are you gonna pick Carl, or are you gonna see if Casey comes back alone?"
yeah. I mean, I I feel like she really intended to stay with Casey because again, I think that it was safe. But or that she perceived it to be safe. Because also it's a game, right? Like, yeah, we're
Mhm.
trying to find the love of our life, but also, I mean,
There's
definitely
money
trying to win this
involved.
money. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, like I do feel like she was genuinely hurt when he brought TT in the villa. Like I don't,
Mhm.
I think that was real. But I think instantly she was like, I definitely think that she was torn. I really felt like she genuinely liked Carl, but I
Mhm.
also felt like that she thought that Casey was a safer choice at that stage of the game
Mhm.
because she had only known Carl for a few days at that point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think they kept saying 3 days. So
Mhm.
like, I think Casey was just the safer choice. But I'm glad it worked out exactly the way it worked out. Good for them.
Oh, 100%.
And
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if she went first, I feel like she would have been more conflicted, but I
mm,
think she would have chosen Carl. I think
mm,
watching the other girls' men come back single got
mm,
her hopeful, that maybe KC would also come, and then like
Mhm.
he didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. I was so glad because I watched that episode late.
Mm-hmm.
So I might have um actually voted if I had watched it in real time. I might have actually voted. So when I watched that episode, it was already past, voting time. I think that episode might have
Mm-hmm.
happened when I was out of the country, and Peacock is blocked in the country that I was in, so we couldn't watch it because I would have. Um, but when I was watching it when I came home, my grandson was like, "Which one do you want to come back?" And I'm like, "I definitely Carl. I
Yeah,
definitely wanted Carl to come back." So I
I
was
did
glad that
vote
he
for
did.
Carl to come back.
Did you? Yeah. Yeah.
Did.
Yep. Yep. Um, yeah, and then Melanie has only posted once since she's been out, and Sincere was mostly absent from the pictures that she posted. I think
Mhm.
she only posted one picture of him, and then the very next picture was of her giving the middle finger to the camera, and I just felt like that was a message.
Mm.
I think they might be done. I think they might be done.
Yeah, I do go. I'm like, I will be very surprised if they show up to the reunion as a couple. Um, I mean, I'm gonna support Melanie either way, but I'm like,
Yeah,
girl,
yeah,
let's have a little breather. And like, here's the thing: if in a few more months, years, Sincere and her come back together,
yeah.
okay,
But he
do
needs to
it.
grow up. He,
Yes,
again,
like
needs to grow up and needs to go talk to the lady to understand that people pleasing and manipulation are not the same thing.
exactly. And honestly, he low key needs to get his family figured out because I guess I didn't see any of the videos, just like little clips here and there, but then talking shit on everybody and
Hmm.
then like yeah, saying shit about Melanie and even Ariana and it's like what did Ari do to you?
Yeah.
Like
No, no, his family is a mess, which kind of explains why he is the way he is a little bit.
mhm.
But also, I was just tired of people saying that he was like trying to protect people's feelings because I never took it for that. I don't think he was trying to protect people's feelings. To me, it was giving like not being man enough to just say what you feel because you're trying to protect yourself from being judged by other people. Not that
Mhm.
you were trying to protect them, you were trying to protect yourself.
Yep.
So,
I agree. Same
yeah.
with KC.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
yeah, I just don't understand that. Like, if you don't like somebody, just be upfront and honest. Like, don't sit here and say, Casey, Colin, and I, like, you're the blueprint. Like, I don't want you to ever think, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. And then, yeah, with Sincere, like telling Melanie, like, you're going to be my wife, the mother of my children. And then that's how y'all were moving?
And then I forgot what Melanie even looks like. Like, it's not even been a full day. Relax.
Yeah. And if you were here, like, it would have been you. Like,
Yeah.
excuse me?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I kind of didn't like Insincere's post, or maybe it was just a photo, but it was him and Melanie, and he's like calling her, his ride or die. And it's like, do not put this girl through any more.
Mm-mm. Yeah, because he pissed me off when he called her resilient and like talking about how she was patient with him. And I think at one point he even said, like, she puts my growth over her feelings. I'm like, fuck no.
Mhm, mhm.
Absolutely not.
If
Yeah.
it's one thing men have, it's the fucking audacity.
Every time. Every time.
Every day I
Just
wish I was a lesbian.
literally. I say that all the time. I'm just like, this is how you know that sexuality is not a choice.
Literally,
I know for a fact sexuality is not a choice
I hate
because
being attracted to men.
mhm,
Hate it,
yeah,
hate it.
yeah. Have you been watching any of the World Cup? Or are
No.
we done with Love Island?
Yeah.
We're done with Love Island. No, I didn't watch any of the World Cup either, but it was on here, so I saw that Spain won over Argentina, which if I was watching, I would have definitely rooted for Spain over Argentina just because Argentina is so anti-black.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been seeing a lot of people talking about how it was rigged for Argentina to the point that even like when Spain won and they did like all the pyrotechnics and all the stuff, all the colors were all Argentinian colors. Like they were supposed to win. And
Ooh.
apparently like the refs were cheating for them and some more shit and they still lost. So, and then I saw the buffoon in chief like try and force himself onto the stage to go be,
One of my friends was just telling me about that. I was like, that is so fucking embarrassing. Like,
yeah.
get out of the picture. Why are you even
No.
like? It's not even the American team.
No.
Like,
No. Yeah, and I don't no, he literally was trying to force it and they kind of had to drag him off the stage. He was not trying to leave.
that's what she was saying. I was like, that is so embarrassing. Where
And the
are his
team was clearly like looking at him like, get the fuck on. Like, why are you here? I guess one of the Spanish players called him a pedophile at some point. Like, yeah, I don't know.
because that's what he is.
Truly. Yeah. And the fact that people are still like, where's the proof? In July of 2026, I just like it, you don't want to know. And that's fine, but say that. Like, don't try and gaslight the rest of us. Like, we haven't been screaming at the top of our lungs for the last 10 years.
Well, can I just
Yeah.
say, well, I guess this would go into politics. So, was there anything else that
Mm-mm.
we wanted to talk
Mm-mm.
about before we
No, go ahead.
dove in? Oh, actually, I do. I would love to get your opinion on the dark romances being turned into movies and TV shows. Have you ever heard of the book called Haunting Adeline?
Mm-mm.
So personally, I have not read it, and
Okay.
don't get me wrong, I can read, watch a lot of fucked up shit,
Mm-hmm.
but um, the older the older I've gotten, like sexual assault and rape scenes, like that's just I feel like there's a way to imply that that happened without like showing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we don't have to
Mhm.
like dive deep into the fucking abuse of it all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So H.D. Carlton is the author of Haunting and Hunting Adeline. Bear in mind, I have not read those because even for me, I've had friends read them, and I've looked up, the little certain chapters and stuff, and I was like, I don't know, this seems a little. This isn't a dark romance to me. Like
Mm.
dark romance
Mhm.
to me is like touch her and you die, not like I'm causing the abuse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or even like werewolves and vampires. Like that's kind of a dark
Dark
romance.
romance.
Yeah.
Would what was that one that everybody was into? I don't know. It's probably been 10 years now, and I keep thinking Grey's Anatomy, and it's not that. It's something Grey.
Oh, 50
Grey.
Shades of Grey.
Yes. Is that dark
Yes.
romance?
I, I don't know if I would necessarily consider that a dark romance more
Okay.
than he's just kind of a morally gray character,
Okay.
if that
Fair.
makes sense.
It
Because
does.
people were bringing up 50 Shades of Grey actually in this discussion of. So,
Okay.
Haunting Adeline is being turned into a movie. The
Okay.
author has confirmed it. I think the director has like come out and said that he's the one doing it.
Hmm.
And H.D. Carlton is a woman.
Oh
Um,
wow.
yeah. And So in this book, essentially you're following this girl who is getting stalked by a man,
Mhm.
and he like assaults her, and she says no a lot, and then one day it's just kind of like, I kind of like this, and he's hot, so it's okay. And I mean, there's like a scene with like a gun, and like
Oh
it's
wow.
just, yeah, it's very graphic. And
Yeah.
I want to say the second book, because she ends up getting like kidnapped and kind of like sold into trafficking, and she's like gang raped and stuff.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like,
Yeah.
and at least in 50 Shades of Grey, like there was literally a whole consent
What
contract.
is that?
That's mine. I'm sorry.
I'm like, what is that?
I don't know. It's like my notifications
Mm.
connected to my laptop. Um, so yeah, like at least in 50 Shades, like literally there's a whole contract that they both sit down and like,
Okay.
because he's
So
a
it's
big like
consensual.
yes, he's a big
Yeah.
like BDSM guy. Um, but yeah, in Haunting Adeline there was none of that. And so just because we are, in society, kind of in this incel red pill situation, I'm kind of like, what's that going to? I don't know. That makes me a little nervous. Oh, I can't hear you. I was like, is that me?
You hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, my microphone died. Yeah, it's giving grooming to me.
Mhm.
And I used to always tell my children when they were little about like they don't call it television programming for no reason. And that, especially in a world where the literal president of the United States is a human trafficker, allegedly. Um, in my opinion, based on the information that I've seen and the actual files on the DOJ website. Um, I just wonder if they're not trying to like normalize that behavior and they're just grooming the next generation of girls. I actually have a client who has a daughter who just graduated high school this school year that just ended. She graduated, she's going off to college. And I do the whole family's hair. And the daughter that just graduated, so there's two girls and two boys. The two girls are the oldest, the two boys are the youngest. So the oldest daughter is going off to college, but the mom and I were having a conversation this past school year because the daughter is an avid reader, which is great. But the
Mhm.
mom was having some concerns because she's into these types of books that you're talking about. And so
Mhm.
she's like, I want her to read. So, like, I don't tell her that she can't read them, but I'm just trying to have conversations with her also about how this is not normal. Like,
Mhm.
where, there's knife play during sex. I mean, and not to kink shame, you know, and
Yeah.
also when you're dealing with a high school age child, because again, her brain's not even fully developed. So she was just, sharing that she had some concerns that she didn't want her to think that, like, she just wants her to know that, like, you don't have to do that. That doesn't have to be a part of sex. And that's not necessarily the norm,
Mhm.
that's more of a kink than a normal part of sex
Right.
for most
Right.
people.
Mhm.
I'm just like, that is terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah, like, by all means, if everyone's of age and it's all consensual
Mhm,
and y'all wanna fuck
mhm.
on a knife, who am I to stop you?
Yeah.
But if said person has said no multiple times and you still do it because you're obsessed with them, You
Yeah.
lost me.
Yeah. And then, like I said, and then the girl ends up changing her mind and falling into it with him. I just
Hmm.
don't like the message that sends to the baby girls.
Yeah. And have you seen that trend going around, like me getting ready for the Netflix documentary whenever they
Yes.
talk about, so
Yes.
HD Carlton, the author of these books, she just did one, and it was like, uh, me sitting down talking about why I'm adapting Haunting Adeline into a movie. And in her little description or her caption, let me pull it up real quick.
Mhm.
HD Carlton. So her caption says, I am a child sexual assault and rape survivor myself, as well as DV survivor from when I was a teen. You can't wish something on me I've already experienced very heavily throughout my life. Haunting Adeline was written to cope with my trauma, and I will never be ashamed when it has helped others through their unfortunate shared trauma. And what was one of the comments that I was like, hmm. Oh, yeah. Someone commented and they were like, that's what people don't understand about dark romance. I read to help cope with the trauma. If any man ever treated me like that in real life, I'd run. And then the author even said, Zaid in real life belongs in prison.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
what's the point of turning this into a movie if you yourself are like, yeah, if this were real life, like he'd be in jail.
Yeah.
But we're
Does
gonna make
she
this
go to the police at all? And the police just blow her off, or do we know?
in the book.
Mhm.
I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, I haven't read it.
Sure.
Just because the things that I did see, I was like, that makes me feel icky.
Yeah.
And maybe because I'm fortunate enough, like I haven't been sexually assaulted or raped.
Yeah.
So like maybe I wasn't gonna find any comfort in that book
Sure.
anyways. So
Yeah.
yeah, and like I don't wanna if this book gave you comfort, like I'm happy it helped you. Again, I just don't know, do we need to see this on screen?
Yeah. 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 No, it's
I don't
definitely
know.
giving grooming for me. I feel like they're grooming the next generation.
Let me
Um,
see if she ever went to the police. I'm sure I can Google that. Hmm. Did she ever go to the authorities? Oh, yes, Adeline does go to the authorities early in the book. She calls the police regarding her stalker, Zane Meadows, and files a report. However, the police involvement is short lived for two main reasons. Zaid is a skilled hacker who erases the evidence from the police database, so there is no record of her previous calls. Adeline hides her text messages with Zaid from the officers, feeling they are too private to share, which prevents them from finding him.
mm,
Eventually, she stops contacting the police, realizing the traditional authorities are ill equipped to deal with a vigilante like Zaid. I'm like, is he a vigilante?
gross. Yeah, count me out. I'm probably not gonna watch.
Yeah. Well, and I have read, she has another book called, what is that one called? Does It Hurt or something? That one I would consider a dark romance because
Okay.
it is not like
Yeah.
haunting. I mean, it's dark. Like, I mean, there's some. I liked it because it had to do with sharks. Big shark lover, and the guy is like literally like fucking her on a boat, and like they're making out, and he bites her lip and she's bleeding and he like dunks her head underwater
Oh,
and there's
hell
like
no.
sharks there.
Yeah.
Like to me that's a little bit more, but it was consensual. Like
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
wanted to be fucked. So like,
Yeah. Yeah.
but you
Yikes
lost
on
me at there.
yikes.
And it's just a little concerning too, because yeah, like you said, there are a lot of like young teens reading Haunting Adeline and like those kinds of books. And it's like,
Just
oof.
romanticizing it. Yeah.
Hmm.
And their brains aren't fully developed yet. That's
Yeah,
my concern.
yes. And now that when you were talking about it, it kind of reminds me of that, like, when boys used to pick on girls and, the adults would be like, oh, it's because he likes you. Like,
Absolutely.
no,
Absolutely not.
no.
No.
Ugh.
No. If he liked you, he would be nice to you.
Like,
Yeah.
run me my check if you like me.
Mhm. Word. Um, Also, you've got this Jordan Walker. I want more black kids in baseball. What is that?
Yeah, he's the St. Louis Cardinal player that won the home run derby.
Okay.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he was. So I watched like the highlights of him hitting the ball because he was fucking crushing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he went up there in his chains, and I think it took place in Philly. And reports were saying he was getting booed, like the whole time that he was up there.
Why?
Well, he's black.
Okay.
Um, I'm sure there was. I'm sure that wasn't the reason. I'm sure they'll
I
say it's
mean,
something else, but
sure. Sure.
okay.
Yeah.
And so the first guy who's on the Philly team, don't know his name. Um,
Mm.
he went up there and batted, and he hit 11 home runs. So like everyone was like, "Yeah, woo!" Like he's the win,
Mhm.
and maybe he won last year too. So
Okay.
like it was just like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Jordan Walker went up there, boom, 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 and it even cuts to the other baseball batter that had the 11, and you just see his face like drop.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were like, okay, it's tied up. Is Jordan Walker gonna beat him? And he just hits it out of the park, and it's like,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Did.
yeah.
Did. Yeah.
And yeah, I guess he's been going to like, all these little interviews and stuff. And he was like, I just want to see more black kids in baseball. He's like, there's always basketball in the NFL, but I just
Mm-hmm.
want to show like we're in all sports.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw this TikTok, and it was a swim meet, and one of the teams, it was all black boys. They were killing it. There was one, I mean, I felt like he swam the whole pool in 2 strokes.
Yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
was just
Like they won
so
by a lot. I saw that video.
yes,
That was a
yes.
relay. Yeah, they won by a lot.
Yes. And I was just like, God
Yeah.
damn. I know
Yeah.
like those other the other swimmers were like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. And that's why they don't want us to participate in anything. Yeah.
Okay. Mhm.
Yeah. Both of my kids played, well, of course, my daughter played softball, my son played baseball, and he was amazing. Like he was so good. We would go to the grocery store and people would literally ask for his autograph. He's like 9. He was so good. Um and yeah, he played for years, but yeah, he ended up by the time he got to high school, what he said to me was that there were too many politics involved. Those were pretty much his exact words.
Mhm.
And so he just didn't want to play anymore. But he was really good. I really missed it when he quit.
Yeah.
And he
I
would
miss
often be one
baseball.
of, a couple black kids. It was definitely not.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not even that dark, and I'm trying to think. ah, I don't know if I ever saw a a dark black or brown girl on
Mhm.
any of the teams that I played or was on
Mhm.
for real.
Mhm.
I'm trying
Mhm.
I can't think of any.
Yeah.
Maybe one, but I don't know if that's real or not.
Yeah. Okay. So you wanted to move into politics. Was there something specific you wanted to get to in there?
And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't even know if I like wrote it down, but no, I didn't. Um, I've been so fucking frustrated with all these fucking commercials. I'm sure they're everywhere, but like St. Louis specifically with like Corey Bush and Wesley Bell and all that. I want to rip my hair out every time one comes on because it's always like, they're trying to blame Corey for Trump winning office. And the only clip that they play, literally, the only clip that they play is her saying, I'm seeing fascism with the Biden administration and possibly with the with a Harris presidency. And it's like, this is the only clip that you guys
Yeah.
have with her and why she's bad for St. Louis?
I mean, where's the lie? Is what I want to know. Where
Literally.
is the lie?
Because I can tell you right now, Wesley Bell is out here lying, saying
Mm-hmm.
how like he doesn't like ICE and stuff. Is that why you think them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No,
Weird.
Wesley Bell is clearly bought and paid for. Clearly.
Ugh, it makes me so mad.
I haven't been seeing any political commercials, but also we don't have any, like we had elections, I don't know, in the last couple of months we had two,
Calm
like we
back down.
voted and then we had to have a runoff like in the last couple months.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, like there's nothing going on politically right now until the midterms here. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not seeing any political commercials at all, which I am grateful for.
Yes, be grateful. It is fucking annoying. And yeah, it's the clip of her saying that about fascism, and then they always bring up about how she was the Democrat that like missed out on the most votes and how she voted no, on the infrastructure bill. And it's like, yeah, because she wanted better. She wanted to
Yeah.
expand it. It wasn't that she didn't agree. It was like
Yeah.
we can get
Just
more.
holding out for more. Yeah.
Oh, so it's like kind of
Well,
cut
and
loose.
and I know I don't want to beat a dead horse because I know we're on this. I know we've talked about this a bunch of times about how, and especially now more than ever, with them expanding the surveillance state and, you know, Trump basically the other day just said that he's gonna fuck with the midterms. Like he just basically said it in his little speech the other day. um that we're not, I just don't see us voting ourselves out of this, because it just keeps getting worse and worse. Like it's like every day it's worse. And like even like the Democrats are just such pussies. They're
Literally.
just like the Mitch McConnell shit in Kentucky. Like what is the governor, is it the governor of Kentucky that Brashear, I think his name is. I had never even heard of him, but apparently they've been floating his name for a presidential run in 2028.
Mm.
Um, I had never heard his name until this stuff with Mitch McConnell. Basically, that Mitch McConnell clearly is dead or incapacitated, and that he's just gonna like let them run out the clock. But you think somebody's gonna vote for you for president, and you don't even have the balls to hold a like to force Mitch McConnell to prove he's alive,
Right.
so that you can hold a special election. But you think you want us to vote for you for president? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I don't know, the Democrats are just a bunch of fucking pussies. They're
Mhm.
all just about, they're all on the same like corporate bitch shit, and I'm sick of it. Like
I
the
yes.
Republicans literally do whatever they want,
All the
whether it's
time.
legal or not. They don't give a shit. Problem is, Lindsey Graham died, and they just gave his sister his seat. Like, what is this, a monarchy now? Like, what's going on?
Mhm.
What's going on?
Yeah, and again, like, I'm just getting so tired of like, oh, well, you voted third party, so like this is why this happened. Or, oh, you criticized, Kamala, and this is why this happened. And it's like, you're supposed to be able to hold your politicians accountable.
I just keep saying, when people say that, I'm just like, do we live in a democracy or not?
Hello. And because
And
I was
maybe it's like this because you didn't vote third party.
well, and
Like,
I was looking it up. Independent voters outturned registered Democrats for the first time since 2004. So it wasn't third party, it was your own party not showing up and voting. So shut the
and
fuck.
probably the reason that they didn't show up and vote is because they're uninspired by their options. Because their options are all paid fucking corporate shill
Mhm.
who just follow, the status quo, and people are sick of that shit. Like, nobody can afford anything right now. And y'all are still trying to shame people because Kamala didn't win. Like,
Mhm.
and low key, I think that she probably did win. Like, low key, they probably, high key even, they probably did steal the election. Trump and Elon have pretty much admitted that they did some shiesty shit and stole the election. But at the end of the day, if your candidate would have been more inspiring, it would have been a landslide and it wouldn't have been possible. So,
And okay, let's say she did win. Why isn't her party trying to defend that?
because there's some bitches.
Exactly.
Because there's some bitches.
I literally cannot. I'm
Yeah.
so over it. And I have a lot of clients that are some that are a little older and registered Democrats, and I was just having this conversation with one of them the other day. So I was telling her, I was like, I'm a third party voter and I get shit on all the time for voting how I vote. And she was just saying how, back when it was Gore and Bush, how they felt the third party vote kind of took away from Gore winning. And it's like, well, why are we doing it that way anyways? If there's more than one candidate on the or two candidates on the ballot, we need a different voting system. Other countries do tier voting. Why can't we do that?
Ranked choice.
Yeah,
Like, there are definitely other options.
literally anything.
Yeah.
And then
But
she got a little quiet when I brought up how um it was in the 80s where that whatever was passed that you need 15% of the votes, that was brought up by Democrats.
mhm,
And it's been Democrats that have been the ones suing states and getting other candidates kicked off, especially
mhm,
Green Party.
mhm.
So, like,
We're looking
what?
at you, California.
Hello?
Yeah. Well, and quiet as it's kept, the Democrats are the reason that Donald Trump was elected the first time because of how they did Bernie. And I wasn't even a huge Bernie fan. Still am not a huge Bernie fan to this day, but I feel like if they wouldn't have done what they did to him to get Hillary on the ticket, Bernie would have won. And
And
we would be living in a totally different timeline right now.
oh yeah, and you know what's going to happen? And I remember that one of my coworkers saying this years ago. It was during when Hillary and Trump were running, and I think I asked her. I was like, "Do you think she's going to win?" And she was like, "No." And this woman's a registered Democrat. She's like, "No, like the America just isn't ready for a quote unquote like progressive woman for presidency." I
Progressive
know,
is
I
crazy.
know, it is crazy. Yeah. But she was like,
Progressive
"What
is
I
insane.
for sure." But she was like, "What I could see happening is the Republicans voting in, and like essentially that's how we'll get our first woman president is a Republican. And I
Mhm.
was like, bitch, I don't like that. You're kind of right.
Yeah. Yeah, she's
So
definitely not wrong.
yeah, I feel like if Republicans really want to save their image because Trump has tainted it so much,
Mhm.
I could see them like finding a woman and, you know, upping her up until she's in the White House and then they take
Yeah,
over.
I don't think the Republicans give a shit about their image at this point. I think that they are purposely putting in place what needs to happen so that they can do whatever the fuck they want and no one's going to be here to stop them. Clearly
Literally.
nobody's going to stop them because
Mhm.
every other day this asshole is out here doing something else that's illegal and people are like, "Well, he can't do that, but he's doing it and no one's stopping him." So what do you mean by
Right.
that? What do you mean by
Right.
that? Well, it's illegal. Okay, well, fucking arrest
Yeah. Do
him.
something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm sick of it,
I'm
and I
over
mean,
it.
I know I'm preaching to the choir, but I'm fucking sick of it.
Well, I used to like enjoy like political conversation and discourse. I don't anymore
Mm-mm.
because as soon as someone says some bullshit, I'm like,
Yeah, don't piss me off.
literally do not piss me off,
Yeah,
please.
I don't, and I've been saying that for several years now. Post 2020, I'm just because I don't have it in me to be nice about it anymore.
Mhm.
I don't have it in me. And that's their favorite shit is like, oh, we can't have civilized conversations. No, because you're fucking
No.
stupid. Because
Yes.
you're stupid and you don't want to deal with the truth. You're gaslighting
Right.
me and you're pissing me off.
Mhm. Like you're
Get somebody
Yeah,
else
I'm
to
not
do
going
it.
to
I
sit
don't
here
want to fucking do
and
it.
fucking have a discussion with a bigot. Like get
Yeah.
the fuck out of my sight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Okay. What have you been following the Nolan Wells? Yeah, you
I
have. We talked about it.
Yeah, I did see like a bunch of celebrities are like stepping in and like paying for like another autopsy. I
Hmm.
think
I think
someone,
Kaepernick paid for the autopsy,
yeah, and
and
then
Tyler
like
Perry paid for the funeral.
yeah, and I thought like even maybe a private investigator or something was being brought in.
Yeah.
But to go on that, did you see, I don't know his name, but some fucking racist white bigot made a video, and he was just being very ignorant, like, yeah boy, what'd you think was gonna happen when they took you out to the water and told you to
Yeah.
swim, and like just oh
Yeah. Yeah.
um so he got like fired. Apparently his sister like reported him to the FBI, and I don't know if he had kids or was near kids, but he's like now being deemed as a threat and like can't be around children. Obvious, because Nolan Wells was a child. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. And he's just like, poor me. Like, no one can take a joke anymore. How was that a joke? What was funny about what you said? Like, tell me when to laugh.
Yeah. Yeah. So they had his funeral today, and Al Sharpton and Tyler Perry both put up $50,000 apiece. So there's now $100,000 reward for information that leads to an arrest and conviction. Um, and my heart hurts for their family because their family is being drugged through the mud. Now they're talking all this shit about the family and why do, I don't know, the kids and I don't know. They're just, And that's how you know there's some there.
Hmm.
Because why are we talking about the family and not about the fact that this baby died fucking 16 days ago? And the police came out the next day and said there was no foul play. How, bitch? What did you investigate to come to that conclusion? How? How did you come to that conclusion?
Right.
How?
It was a suicide. He drowned himself.
And I thought that I heard that there was no water in his lungs and so that he was dead before he hit the water.
That's what I also
But
heard.
yeah, but the autopsies haven't been released yet. I know that they did an autopsy and then the parents also had an autopsy, as we just talked about. And I think the parents were waiting for them to release their information from their autopsy first because, I mean, at this point, the family has done all of the damn investigation.
Hmm.
The police clearly were not going to do any investigation. Did you see that old judge from Mississippi who came out and spoke out against, I think, the DA in that county? So, and I wish I remembered the guy's name. I don't remember his name, but he was a former judge in that area, in that specific county in Mississippi, who came out and basically said, like, that they're all racist and they all, it's a cover up. And I mean, just confirming everything that we all know. Well,
Hmm.
then now, of course, it's come out that he's no longer allowed to practice in Mississippi. He can't practice law in Mississippi anymore because basically him, I think it was him and the DA that fell out. He was talking shit on his personal Facebook page about how racist they are and this, that, and the other. And I think was like recruiting business to his law firm on his, I don't know. It basically, he was going to war with the local authorities and pissed off the wrong person and they took his law license away in a nutshell. So if I'm not mistaken, he now lives in Atlanta and I think is practicing in Atlanta. But he definitely came out and was like, because he talked about a specific case in that county where someone was killed by the police and the DA like basically didn't do an investigation at all and then just said there was no wrongdoing and like basically purposely didn't bring it to the grand jury for charges. And then did we talk about that the medical examiner in that county? Have we had that
I
discussion?
don't think so.
I don't know if I knew this the last time we spoke. So let me see if I can drag up her name real quick. But the medical examiner in that exact county is the same medical examiner. Stacy Turner is her name. She's the medical examiner in that county. So she's the same medical examiner a few years ago with Trey Reed, the young man who was found hanging from a tree,
Mm.
and they called it a suicide, or this
Hmm.
Stacy Turner called it a suicide, and there was no foul play. And then I think the family hired an outside investigator, and it was found that he had like two broken legs and had actually died of blunt force trauma to the head. That same medical examiner is the one that said there was no foul play in this. There was also same medical examiner a case. His name was Damian Cameron, who died after a struggle with police, and again claimed that there was no foul play, and then that was proven to be false. Um, yeah, so anyway, and by the way, Mississippi actually has the largest Black population of any state in the United States and has never elected a Black governor. What? How? How? If not
Well,
on
that's
purpose.
why they're doing all the gerrymandering and everything.
Yeah,
Probably. That's, oh
yeah,
my gosh. Oh,
yeah.
that makes me so mad. And like with Nolan's case, it reminded me of Kendrick Johnson and Tamala Horsford.
Both in Georgia. Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes, and it's like, what are we doing? Because I
Yeah.
just saw that the because with the Kendrick Johnson case, they were suspecting those two brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And
His
apparently,
father, I think, worked for the GBI.
yeah, was definitely in law enforcement or the criminal justice system. And
Mm-hmm.
the one son is like that's his major is criminal
Yeah,
justice.
because why wouldn't you want to just keep the party going?
And it makes me think about one of the main guys behind, was it Project 2025? Like
Mm-hmm.
one of his
That has a
college years was like,
master's in Black Studies.
yes.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh,
And this is what we mean when we say the whole damn
whole
system.
system.
This is
I don't
literally
know. I
exactly
feel
what we
like
mean.
I'm gonna go into like a psychosis.
Yeah.
Like, don't be shocked if one day I'm on the news
Yeah.
because I just lost it.
And I'll make sure that everyone knows that you would never want us to be peaceful in your honor.
Never, never, never. Ooh.
Same.
And then,
Yeah.
yeah, like people have the audacity to be like, why aren't you having kids? Because let me tell you right now, if my child didn't come home from a party and no one knew what happened, other people's children also wouldn't be coming home and I wouldn't know what happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yep.
I think they're safe inside of my body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe next lifetime.
Maybe
Get this
next
shit
life,
figured out.
we'll
Get
see.
this
We'll
shit
see.
figured out. Cause what the hell, man?
Mm.
Um, yeah. So yeah, and now that the funeral is over, it's like I know we'll start seeing the news kind of move on to the next story. And so I'll just, we're gonna keep that along with Carmelo Anthony too. We're just gonna periodically check in and update on those cases, keep our eye on those cases.
Because
But
Carmelo got a new team, right?
mhm,
Okay.
mhm. And now they're pushing for a new trial because apparently there were all sorts of systemic, issues, obviously, right?
Right.
Um, yeah. So it looks like there's proof of like the prosecuting attorney and Carmelo's attorney kind of cutting a deal amongst themselves, a handshake deal. So yeah. Yeah, so we'll just be checking in on, both of those cases and keeping people updated. Yeah.
With stuff like that, I'm kind of like, why take the job if you're going to purposefully lose?
Money. Like you still get paid. It's not like you don't get paid just because you lost. And I mean, what better way to keep the system rolling along exactly the way it's rolling along than to play both sides of the fence? The same way the
Yeah,
Democrats and Republicans have been doing for our whole lives.
right.
you know.
Yeah, maybe I'm just too much of an empath because I'm literally like, I don't know how you go to sleep at night.
Yeah.
Like anyone that is working the Nolan Wells case, and they were just like, we don't know. He didn't come back, and
Yeah.
nature took its course. Like I don't know how you go home, kiss your spouse on the mouth, look your children in the eye, and tell them that you love them, and that's what you did today.
Well, but that's because you actually see Black people as human beings. They don't see Black people as humans. And I know we have a different experience because you have a white mom. Um, because I feel like we grew up similarly in that I grew up around a lot of white people. Like my whole life, I grew up around a lot of white people. But and maybe and you tell me if this is different because we're having the conversations now about how Black people you shouldn't be going somewhere where you're the only Black person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Tamala Horsford was the only Black woman at that party and she ended up dead. And Nolan Wells was the only Black person in that boat and now he's dead and nobody knows anything. I wasn't allowed to like go places with white people. I had plenty of white friends as a child, but they weren't allowed to come to my house and I wasn't allowed to go to theirs. Like we just didn't move like that.
Yeah.
Because, again, my mom drank out of separate water fountains. So from her on up, like they didn't trust white people and we were taught like kind of white people can't be trusted. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like it's probably kept me safe more times than I realize because yeah,
Mhm.
if I go somewhere and I'm the only black person in the room, it's very uncomfortable and I'm liable not to stay. I'm not trying to be anywhere where I'm the only black person in the room. I'm just
Mhm.
not.
Yeah. 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 Now that you say that, like looking back on my upbringing, because yeah, I have a white mom. I grew up in predominantly white spaces. All my friends were white growing up. To be quite honest, I really didn't have like black friends other than, my cousins and stuff on my dad's side, until I went to college.
Mhm.
And I don't want to say it was a culture shock because it wasn't, it's not like I've never been around black people before,
Mhm.
but to, yeah, grow up with only white people, and then in college I only had one white friend.
Mhm.
Like it
Mhm.
was kind of like, oh my god. And yeah, you bringing up like your mom would never allow you to go to like your white friends. I remember in high school, like I went on a whole float trip with white
Mhm.
people, where it was, they were older than me, first of all. Um, I want to say, how old was I? I was probably either a junior or a senior, and they had all graduated, or they
Mhm.
were like just a year older than me. And then it was like the only parent was their dad.
Wow.
And I was the
Wow.
whole weekend, and
Yeah.
like it was like one of those like camping float trips. So
Mhm.
it wasn't like, oh, I was just with them for the day. I was with them the
Yeah.
whole weekend. And
Yeah.
yeah, like just talking about this, I'm like, oh my God, like that could have ended very differently for me.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know, I feel like I've been very intuitive. Like I tried not to put myself in situations where like, oh, this could go bad, and like what do I do?
Mhm.
So now that I'm thinking about it, for me personally, I haven't been in a space where I was like, ooh,
Mhm.
what's going on?
Mhm.
Um, or I guess like threatened.
Mm. Mhm.
But I mean, there's definitely been times where it was like, yeah, I'm the only black one, and it is kind of like, you hear the N word or
Mhm.
something, and it's like, mm.
Mhm.
And then everyone looks at you like, so how are you going to respond to that?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Beat beat the person up, and then I get beat up? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I remember, and maybe I've talked about this on the pod before, but when I was in middle school, we lived in Wichita, Kansas. 0 out of 10. Do not recommend. Mind you, it's like 1985, 86, Wichita, Kansas. And the middle school that I went to, I was one of a very small handful. I'm not even sure if there was a full handful of Black people at that school. And I didn't realize until I was an adult that I was bullied by teachers at the school. Like
mm,
I distinctly remember teachers like, and this specific teacher, I can see their face plain as day. I'm sitting in class and the teacher and like all the students are talking about me. Like I'm sitting here and they're talking about me and my blackness. You know what I mean? Just like making fun of me. And I think it's a part of growing up in a military family is like always being told to respect authority. And so it didn't even occur to me at the time that this was not okay. I didn't tell my mom about that until I was an adult. It never occurred to
mhm,
me that this was not okay because this is the authority figure in the
Mhm.
classroom. You know what I mean? Um, and so yeah, it was terrible. It was just it was just a terrible experience, and I would not wish that on anyone. And I was pretty my kids did have white friends, and they were allowed to go like to their white friends' houses, and their white friends were allowed to come to mine. But I remember specifically a time where my daughter and I were having a conversation about white kids saying the N word. And my daughter's like, "Yeah, my white friends say it all the time. It's not that big of a deal, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Okay, well just know that it is a big deal. And if you and we had a whole conversation around it, but the end of the conversation is if you want to let your friends say that around you, it's not okay, but just know that they better not say it at my house, right?" So, like that weekend, she must have told her little friend that we had had this conversation. So that weekend, one of her little white friends came and stayed the night at our house that weekend. And it was like she had Tourette's. She said it like just yell out the word. Like we're having a normal conversation and then and I had met this child several, this isn't my first time meeting her. That's why she's staying the night at my house. But it was like she had Tourette's. She's just like yelling the word out, right? So the first time she said it, I like looked at her and I was like, "Yeah, don't do that." Right? I'm trying to be cool. So then a few minutes later, she yells it again. And so at that point, I got more stern and I'm like, "Look, what you guys do when you're not here is none of my business. But when you're here, you'll respect my house. I don't want to hear that shit come out of your mouth again." Right?
Yeah.
Have had the nerve to say it a third time. It's like midnight. I had her pack all her shit up and sent her home. Um, I didn't call her mom. Like in hindsight, I'm like, I probably shouldn't have let her walk home alone at midnight in the dark. But I did. I had her pack her shit up and sent her home. Didn't call her mom, like nothing. Just, yeah, you gotta go. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not welcome here, right? Um, and her mom never called me. I never heard anything about, you know what I mean? It was just like, yeah, she
Mhm.
was gone and that was that. So I don't know what she told her mom. I don't know. And she was never welcome at my house again because bitch, I will fight a kid.
Literally.
I will fight a
Like,
kid because your
and
mom should have taught you better.
right. And you asked her not to say it. So like
Twice.
twice.
Which was
Mm-mm.
two more times than I should have had to be honest.
Right.
Right? So yeah.
I hate that in your home.
Crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Swear it was like she had Tourette's. So I'm like, I know, like her and Key must have just talked about it and who knows? Teenagers are
Mhm.
dumb. So who knows? But I'm not a child and you're not about to play in my face. So
Right, right. I was just trying to think. I feel like, I've been in white spaces where someone has said the N word, but they weren't my friend. So, like,
mhm.
it, I don't know. I feel like that was a little different. But there was one time I remember it was me and all my white friends, and we were driving, and I think it was a Nicki Minaj song came on, and my ex best friend like just said it in the like as she was singing, and I was kind of like, oh my god, did that just happen? Like
Yeah.
I was kind of shocked because even
Mhm.
at that time I never really said it, like even
Mhm.
in a song, just because I
Mhm.
didn't grow up where that was like slang. Like
Mhm.
I grew up where you got called the hard ER. Um,
Mhm.
and I was just like, why do you think you can say that?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's really
What'd she
weird.
say?
She she was like, "Oh, I was just like singing it," like,
Yeah.
and it's like, don't do that. I
Yeah.
don't like.
Yeah.
And she did apologize. She was like, "I'm sorry if that made you feel uncomfortable." And it was just like, and to this day, because like I said, we're not friends anymore. I feel like that was one of the cracks that I was kind of like,
Mhm. Mhm.
Because if you're saying this around me,
Mhm.
what are you saying when I'm not there?
Yeah.
Whether it's in regards to me or just
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
people, like, I don't
Yeah.
know. Not
Yeah.
a fan.
Yeah. Yep. I not to dwell on this too long, but I just explained how I grew up. So when I graduated high school, I had two. Actually, when I graduated high school, I think I had one white friend, but then I picked up another along the way. She was someone that I went to high school with, that I lost touch with after graduation, but like she came back and found me and we became good friends after high school.
Hmm.
So I had two white friends. Both of them were in my wedding when I married my husband. I'm not friends with either of them now. Um, but the most recent one, and you tell me if I know I'm not overreacting, but she
I'm
I
already
never
on
heard,
your side.
huh?
I'm already on your side.
Yeah. I've never heard her say the N word, but back when I was still on Facebook, she would repost posts that had the N word in them, right?
Mm.
Often, often. And so I spoke to her in person about it and was just like, it makes me really uncomfortable when you share it because I feel like when you share it, you're saying it. Like it's the same thing as saying it to me. Like I
Hmm.
really would like for you to stop
Yeah.
sharing those posts. And same thing as your friend. She's just like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't think, blah, blah, because someone else had shared, blah, blah. But then, like, later, she was sharing them again. Like, we had never had that conversation. And there's been other things, like, it was, like you said, it's just like one of those little cracks because, like, the final straw for me was probably, I can't even say because we never really had a conversation. It was just like we just stopped talking. I'm pretty sure she's a Trumpster now. And so one of the last conversations we had, I told her she was behaving like a Trumpy Karen. And she was offended by that. But well, I don't know why you would call me that. I said, I didn't call you that. I said, that's what you're acting like. And that was like one of the last conversations we had. And I'm pretty
Mm.
sure she's a Trumpster now.
Mm-mm-mm.
Whatever.
Have you heard the term like digital blackface?
I feel like in passing.
I mean, it is literally where you have like white people, using the black emojis, and that's another thing my ex best friend would do. She would always use like the black girl, like the emoji like this.
Hmm.
And I was always wondering, like, why are you using the
Yeah.
black girl? And I think I
Yeah.
asked her one time, like, why are you using the black emojis? And she said, like, oh, it just feels like more sassy or like more. And it was just like,
Cute.
yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And even like I see it a lot in TikTok comments, like instead of saying the N word, white people will put the ninja emoji.
I have
And
been seeing that lately. Yeah.
now, come on.
Yeah.
And then what was the other one? Maybe I can't think of it. But I was just like,
I
you
mean,
guys
even
aren't slick.
you say that again?
You're not slick. Like,
No. 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 But I even hate a lot of like very conservative people still use a lot of AAVE and I'm just like, "No, keep our language out of your fucking mouth."
literally. I just saw a video of a white guy trying to explain what quiet on the creek means. And it's like, can we not? And that just came out like
Yeah.
within the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, like
Like,
you are trying to teach something that you have no fucking idea about.
And what is the obsession?
Yeah.
Like, y'all hate us so bad, yet
But
here you
can't stop
are.
looking at us, studying us, like being in our
Ugh.
faces. Yeah. And you don't
Mm,
even know what quiet on the creek means because we haven't even said.
right.
And collectively as a community, we've already decided we're not gonna fucking tell you. So
Exactly. So shut up. Quit talking.
yeah. No, I'm fucking sick of their asses.
I'm so tired.
I'm sick of them. Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes, like, I know it's not like there's a lot of fears to be had, but I'm always like, what if I fall in love with a white person?
Barf. I just feel like it's a choice. I was just telling somebody that. I was like, I just feel like it's a choice. Like you
I
can
mean, now
choose.
it has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause I just can't imagine feeling safe enough with a white person to be in love with them. I'm always gonna wonder, like, if you get mad, are you gonna call me the N word? Are you know what I mean?
For
Or
sure.
I'm gonna, or like, I can't even go on vacation with you and your family because I might be the only black person there. Like, no,
Mhm,
absolutely not.
mhm,
Absolutely
mhm,
not. So,
mm.
thank God I found the biggest, blackest man possible. Like, yes, you. When people say the big black guy did it, they're talking about my husband for sure.
Must be nice.
Well, he's still a man. So, anyhow, what else? Is there anything else? Oh, D says, it's Monday. Yeah. You missed at the beginning where we were talking about how life happened, and so we had to
It was
come
my
on today
fault.
so that we could stay on track. Otherwise, it was going to be another 2 weeks before you saw us again. So, yeah, surprise, surprise.
Ooh, I wanted to bring up, have you heard about that Kendra Scott case?
I haven't.
So, Kendra, I'll have to look up to see if the guy died. So, Kendra is a mom, and she found a 20-year-old, I think, under her daughter's bed, her 13-year-old daughter's bed,
Oh,
when she came home, and she shot
oh,
him, and I
yeah.
believe killed him. And now, uh, I'll have to like get all the updates, but I think they arrested Kendra.
For
Um,
what?
well, there's this whole debate. Apparently, the 20-year-old was like, uh, maybe on the spectrum or like mentally
I don't give
disabled
a
or something.
fuck.
Literally. Um, but a
You should have
lot of
thought about that
people,
before he was under my 13-year-old daughter's bed.
well, and it's a black girl, a black man, and a black mom.
Hmm.
And of course, because people are, or it's being said that the 13-year-old was the one that let him in. Like,
Well, yeah,
uh,
she's 13.
yeah. And people are like blaming her and saying, well, she's just being a fast little kid and like all this stuff. And I guess a lot of that has been coming from black women. And
What?
it's
A lot of
like,
what has been coming from black women?
that are like kind of putting blame on this little girl and saying that it's her fault because, like, well, she snuck a 20-year-old guy into the house.
She's 13.
She's 13. Yeah.
So it says Kendra Scott, a 36-year-old mom from Memphis, Tennessee, was charged with first-degree murder and employing a firearm during a dangerous felony. She fatally shot a man hiding under her 13-year-old daughter's bed on July 16th, 2026. The judge set her bond at $100,000 during a court appearance on July 20th. So that was today.
Mm.
Police responded to the shooting. where the victim was pronounced dead at the scene. According to the police affidavit, Scott admitted to finding a man under her child's bed and stated that she did what she had to do. Period. Period.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm not shocked about. I'm not, because, again, unfortunately, I grew up in the United States and a lot of women are male centered and can't grasp the fact that a 13-year-old child is not the problem when there's a 20-year-old under the bed. The child is not the problem. I wonder, I'm fascinated by her charges being first degree murder and employing a first degree implies like that you planned to kill them, I thought. Which, again, if I found a 20-year-old under my 13-year-old daughter's bed, I would also plan to kill them. So I'm not saying she's wrong.
Right.
And employing a firearm during a dangerous felony, like, what was the felony? The felony should have been the 20-year-old being under her 13-year-old daughter's bed. Like, what was the felony? I'm confused.
Right. Yeah, that's why I like brought it up, because I think we should pay attention to see what the outcome
Absolutely.
will be.
Absolutely.
'Cause
Yeah, we need to be talking. We definitely need to boost that and have more conversations
and
about
where
that.
is the protect the children and
Mhm.
you have the right to bear arms crowd? Where are
Yeah.
they?
Yeah. Wow.
Being real quiet on the creek.
Wow. Oh, Dee says she shot him once he was outside. That must be okay. So that's the first degree. Yeah, she should have shot him while he was under the bed, low key. Soon as he
Well, I
came
wonder if she went in there, saw him, he
and he
ran,
ran.
and
Yeah.
because I mean, I think that too, like when people are like, oh, it's premeditated, it's like, well, sometimes not everyone just has a gun on them.
Yeah.
And like, no matter what, there was a stranger in her home.
At the end of the day, a grown ass man
A grown ass
stranger
man.
under
And
her
not just in the
13-year-old
home,
daughter's
under
bed.
her 13-year-old daughter's bed.
Yeah.
And she
To
was just
me,
supposed to
I
be like,
don't feel like she did anything wrong, personally.
right. So, what was she supposed to do? Like, hey, buddy, come back in so we can talk about this?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Because I would love to know what this outcome would be if it were a white little girl and a 20-year-old black man and a
Autistic or
white,
not,
yeah,
neurodivergent or not.
right, and a white mom or dad killed them.
Mhm.
Then what?
Mhm. Yeah. No, that's insane. No, I hadn't heard about that, but please believe I'll be looking it up and
Yes.
resharing some some information when we get done here today. Yeah. Wow. I don't know these other two names on here too. They've actually been on here for several weeks and we haven't touched on them. You know,
What'd you
do you know
say?
who
So
they are?
sorry.
That's okay. These other two names under true crime and history. Do you know who they are?
I want to say the Gamola. I'm pretty sure he's the guy that took over Red Lobster. I think.
Hmm.
Let me look up before I just start talking.
Okay, and while you're looking that up, I will point out that whatever that parasite is that they've been finding on lettuce,
Mm-hmm.
that they're trying to blame on Taco Bell.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the CEO of Taco Bell is a black man, but the lettuce is coming from Taylor Farms, which is a Trump supporting MAGA, but they're trying to put it all
Mm-hmm.
on this black CEO of Taco Bell, like this Taylor Farms isn't sending their shitty lettuce all over the country.
What a time.
Hmm.
Yes, Damola is the new CEO of Red Lobster. And I just was gonna like, because I've had his name on here for a while, but just like a little
Hmm.
shout out that he kind of like brought Red Lobster back to life, low key.
Hmm. Yeah, because
Um,
I surely haven't thought about Red Lobster in years, but I have been seeing Red Lobster commercials again all of a sudden.
mhm.
Mm.
And then the other one, Giovanni, yes. Oh, kind of similar to Nolan Wells. He was a North Carolina teen who was found dead in Florida.
Oh,
Uh, was found dead after going missing while on vacation in Florida, is calling on the FBI to get involved in the case. According to the family, 18-year-old Giovanni Pelletier's body was found by his mother's best friend who lives in North Carolina. He happened to be in Florida to support her because her mother recently had a stroke.
wow.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know, man.
His family said Pelletier was with his cousins when he disappeared and that he was a strong swimmer and he texted his mom help before disappearing.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Hmm.
That's heartbreaking. I can't even imagine as a mom, like, what that must feel like. Well, and I know I've told the story before, so I'm not going to rehash it again now. But the time that the Indianapolis police had my son cornered, and when he called me, literally all he said was "mom," and I instantly knew something was wrong. I just the texture of his voice.
Mm-hmm.
And thank God because he lived in Colorado at the time, and I lived in Indianapolis. But he just happened to be. I got to him in 7 minutes. I was able to get to him in 7 minutes. And who knows what would have happened because the very next day, the Indianapolis police killed a kid that looked just like my son on Facebook live stream. Like the kid, he was running from the police, but he was on Facebook Live running from the police, and they shot and killed him on live stream. And he looked a lot like my son. The very next day, less than 24 hours later, was triggered.
Oh,
Triggered.
nope.
Add black man attending Bliss Festival in Michigan and was almost beheaded. No investigation. I haven't heard of that one either. Do you know his name, D?
Oh, I was
Yeah.
like, is that on the list?
No, that's D put that in the chat. I'm like, I don't know. I haven't heard of that one. And
Well,
that's
and
just
that's the thing too. Like, there's so many
mm-hmm,
that don't make
mm-hmm.
the news.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's been like just this year, I want to say there's been like 10 or 15 people, black people, found hanging that have been ruled suicides. Like just that alone.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, Kadir and Nasir here in Georgia, the twins that were found at the top of a mountain when they were supposed to be flying out to,
Mm-hmm.
go on vacation, and they're found dead on top of a mountain. And some volunteer firefighter has pictures of the dead body that he's circulating amongst his friend group, but no one's in jail. So, yeah, at some point it's got to come to a head. And so I just, I always say joy is an act of resistance. And so I do my best to live joyfully and intentionally and just pray every day for this shit to just finally come to a head and like, let's get to it. Like, because we already know it's going to get worse before it gets better. But like, honestly,
See, I hear that all the time, and I'm like, is this not worse? Like, I just feel like,
no, it can get worse.
when are we at the bottom? Like,
Yeah.
holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. No, it's bad. It's really bad.
I feel like that episode. Did you watch? Probably not. You didn't watch SpongeBob.
No, my daughter did. I mean, I've seen episodes, but my daughter is a huge SpongeBob
Yes,
fan.
as she should. The episode where like SpongeBob and Patrick get stuck like at the bottom of a trench, and Patrick ends up getting out, but it's like SpongeBob keeps missing the bus, or like something just happens and he's literally like, I feel like that's where we are. Like
Yeah.
it's like we'll get so close just to be brought back down.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
is exhausting.
Yeah. Yeah. Truly.
And I just think like I'm only 32. Like I don't know how some like your age, my mom, like other I'm
My
like, I don't
grandmother just
know.
turned 90, girl.
Yeah, like I don't know how we're
Yeah.
just all remaining positive because
Yeah.
I'm
My
about to
grandmother was driving, or had to have been like riding around on the roads when like you really couldn't. I mean, you still can't stop in certain places after dark, you know, in
go. Hmm.
2026. So just imagine when my grandmother was a teenager. Yeah.
I couldn't.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. It's crazy. But I just keep saying, I know this is not it. This can't be it. There's more. And I believe that I'm going to see it in my lifetime. So I just need everybody else to be as pissed off as we are.
Positive affirmation.
Yes.
Mm,
We have got to our 2 hours, just
sure
yappity yap
did.
yap. You got anything else you want to get off your chest before we sign off for the night?
No,
No?
fuck Donald Trump and
Yes, fuck
everyone and
Donald.
anyone that fucking supports him.
Period. All right, guys, till next time. Bye.